What's going on, guys? Cody G here, or formerly known NLP with Cody G, or CodyG.NLP. And the reason why I say that is because this is sort of like a coming back home video. And not that I ever left the field of NLP, but I changed how I did it and I changed how often I taught it. Now, for the past about 5 years or so, 6 years-ish, I've been an NLP practitioner. I've worked up the ranks to become a master practitioner, then eventually become a trainer of the field of neurolinguistic programming. Neuro is all about the mind, linguistic is all about language, and programming is all about our beliefs, our values, our upbringing, our strategies for making decisions, and what makes us who we are in essence. And so after I started an NLP business, it got pretty successful, actually, decently successful, I'll say. Let me humble myself. Could have got a lot more successful, and it didn't because of me. If you're failing at something, it's most commonly because of yourself. And it was my first time ever being a business owner. And I lived about 1.5 blocks from the ocean. For me, loving the beach, that was a dangerous combination. So every day I was at the beach, just going for walks, being out in nature. And I thought because I was making 6 figures, it was just easy. There was this app called Clubhouse that got very popular during COVID. And I met a lot of great people. I hosted a lot of amazing rooms where people would hear me speak and be like, how do you do what you do? They wanted me to come help them facilitate and host their rooms. I was doing live interventions where I was working with people, helping them overcome limiting beliefs, things that they were stuck with for a lot of years, and teaching sales live. But more specifically, what I was doing is that I was doing these interventions, sort of Tony Robbins style, where someone had an issue or a problem in their life, and my entire job was to solve it for them in a quick period of time. So I'm not taking up the entire room, but also in a way that's engaging enough where every single person in the room wants to listen. These rooms had anywhere between about 10 to 15 people on the low end to our biggest rooms had probably 250 to 350 people in, all listening. And our stickiness is what they judged it by back in the day, was incredible. Someone by the name of Chris Doe, him and I got a lot of collaborations on these rooms, and a lot of people would come to hear us speak about NLP sales, and it was actually magnificent. Fast forward about a year and a half later, and I shut down the entire business and I got into running a life insurance agency. If I'm being just very transparent here, I believe in radical transparency because who cares? And I got into this business because of money. As I mentioned, I was an avid beachgoer. So that was my excuse for not working as much as I should have. And so from there, my business, it came to a point where I just needed money. I was in debt. I wasn't working, made 6 figures, but had my own place by the beach. Again, I had a nice car, all the stuff that adds up, right? Credit card bills. And so I got into the life insurance business for money. I was in it for 3 years. I built a 7-figure agency from the ground up, did things the wrong way a lot, didn't have the best direction at times, still got to where we got to. And if I'm being very truthful about this business, I hated it from the start. There was rarely any days where I even enjoyed it. It was only for the money. NLP was my passion, though. Teaching on NLP was what I absolutely loved, because what NLP does, it allows you to make the unconscious conscious. The reason why you are the way that you are, the reason why you do certain things or have certain triggers, you have certain desires, certain fears, it's all derived from the time that you were born until about 7 years old. There's something called the imprint period. And this is what makes you you. This is great. We have great religious values that can come from this, great morals, great ethics. But what about when things no longer serve you? Things like having money blocks where it's hard to believe that money can come to you. You grew up in a family of poverty. Why are you possibly going to think that you're worthy of money? You grew up with a mother that was always fearful about everything that could go wrong, and that instilled fears in you. Maybe they were always afraid of spiders. They always talked about that, your mother, your dad, and now you have this same fear as well. So we have certain beliefs that no longer serve us. What happens when we have these things that are driving the boat? Well, the issue is that we don't know what's going on because oftentimes, and 99% of the times, these are happening at the subconscious level. Think about an iceberg. You have the tip of the iceberg and you have the whole iceberg below. The whole iceberg below is your subconscious mind. Over 90% of your mind is your subconscious, only 10% is conscious. Think about everything that happened today. You may have driven to work, drove to the gym, came home, made food, went to the bathroom, brushed your teeth. All these things happen subconsciously. You don't remember putting the car in drive, driving out of there, putting your blinker on for every stop that you're about to make a turn at. These are subconscious things that happen. So now in a relationship, when a partner says something to you and you feel like it's nagging because your mother used to nag you growing up, and now you have a trigger and you react instead of respond, this is a pattern or a belief that you need to now shift. But if you don't know the belief is there, you don't know when it happens or what the trigger is, how the heck are you going to shift it? This is where NLP comes into play. A lot of people have a very bad misconception of what NLP is, and it's usually based out of ignorance. They think that NLP is some sort of manipulation or mind control. And what it really is, it's understanding other human beings. It's knowing how to effectively communicate and adapt your style in a way that really is perceived and received by people around you. And this is happening in all areas of life, like sales, like communication, like marketing, in therapy. But oftentimes NLP puts a label on it. And when people see someone doing NLP, it gives them a bad rep. But the people that are the best at quote unquote doing NLP are not doing NLP at all. They're just connecting with another human being in a way that they probably have not experienced before. And so now we're at the point, October 20, 2025, about to end the year. And it has just been confirmed over and over and over again that NLP is a passion of mine. I believe in it. It helps so many people. People need it. It goes into how you market, how you sell. And so this video is a short background introduction on what my life has looked like over the past 5 years, specifically what it's going to look like here in the upcoming future. And this is my official announcement that I will begin to teach NLP again. But here's my caveat. I'm not teaching the classic certification ways anymore. And traditionally, this was in the past where I had a group of 8 to 12 people. They'd come in and it'd be 120 hours of teaching NLP. A lot of it was things like life and success coaching, working with your timeline therapy, things that I don't really want to incorporate in my future work. A lot of it because of my background in faith and what I believe my morals now is that stuff is fine, but I want to teach it from a biblical backed perspective. How do we incorporate what the Bible is already speaking about? Because everything originates from there. And how do we do it in a way where we're not thinking that we are some God, that we can create all these random miracles in our life? God gave us a brain. He gave us a subconscious mind. Neuroscience and neuroplasticity show our brains are always evolving and changing. So that means that anything that you once learned, you can unlearn. That belief, behavior, pattern, identity, decision, thing that you don't like about yourself, or maybe you're too afraid to admit, I need to change something, that stuff all can be changed. And to be honest, the people that have the best quality of life, they have the lowest ego and the lowest amount of pride. In the Bible, it says the pride comes before the fall. But I've met some great people that have so much potential, but their pride and ego is so big, they have this wall up. They'll never look on the other side to see the things they need to work on because they think that makes them look weak or sheds an image. But for the person that wants to grow, you want to get better, NLP helps you identify and reprogram all of these beliefs that no longer serve you. And it helps you understand human behavior, effective communication, and the ability to ethically influence and persuade, which is in everything. So if you want to master these skills, I'm going to have some links in my description where you can look at this a little bit deeper, figure out if this is something that you want to dive into. And again, this is not going to be a traditional NLP teaching. This is going to be one-to-one or a small group where I'm teaching NLP, but a lot of other things at a higher level, conflict resolution. When you're having conflict with your boss at work, how do you speak in a way that's going to be disarming? When you're with your wife or your kids or your husband or your kids, how do you speak in a way that gets them to want to listen to you? All of these things encompass the human experience that we have. It's not just for people that want to do sales or want to market. So if you want to learn more about this, it will be life-changing without a doubt. I know it. I've seen it with hundreds of people, and change happens very quick, and it allows you to unlock yourself to be that next level version of you, to really start to live out the plan that you want for your life and step into the greater calling that God has for your life. Because so often God has such a strong will for us, but we block our own blessing out of our fears, our limiting beliefs. And what NLP does better than anything I've ever seen is help you overcome these limiting beliefs and replace them with something more empowering. If you want to learn more, I'd be honored to teach you. Check out the links in the bio and see what I have going on. Bye-bye.